Alrighty. Alrighty. Yeah, make sure I look all nice and pretty for the camera. There we go. Hello everybody, Peter the Cat here. Yeah. Well, it's convenient being able to watch myself on stream while I'm streaming, just to make sure I'm all centered on camera and everything, but I'm waiting to see if anyone else will pop up. I don't know if, like, what time is it? 5:53, yeah. Yeah, so, I guess while I'm waiting for more people to come in, I'll, talk about, what I posted on DeviantArt for Affinity and Weasel. I hope the thumbnail I posted to announce the Twitch stream isn't like, I don't know. I don't know if disrespectful is the word. Oh, just a moment. Someone's calling me. Yeah. Yeah? Well, good news. I get to unbox something on stream. I got some mail. Hello, everybody. Again. Yeah, I got a package. I have to be careful not to dox myself, but anyway, let's see. Hello, Ken. Yeah. Yeah, I need to be... I think I know what this is. Now, I went to Japantown a while ago and met an artist named Christopher Kaiko. And it was, the... What was it again? The Cherry Blossom Festival. And, geez. I don't like that the mailman kind of shoved this into the... It would have been nice if they left this on the step. But, Christopher Kaiko, I commissioned a drawing from them, and, I asked them to draw my Japanese dragon character, Basho. Okay, this is sticky. So I'll... Okay. Oh, geez, I just got tape stuff on my hand. Okay. Yeah, so this was an unexpected... This is sticky. Hopefully this isn't all bent and everything. I get to show this on stream. This is... come on. I might have to straighten this out, because the mailman tried to stuff this in the mailbox. Yeah. Okay, come on. I don't want to... Okay, toss that to the side, because I don't want my address showing. Look at that. It is a blank sheet of paper. Huh. Well, I guess I need to open it. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah, this was done by, again, Chris Kaiko. This is my first time seeing this. So, let's unveil it. Oh my god, look at that! Wow. Look at that, there's Basho. You made them all look all kawaii and everything. Wow. Thank you very much, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, that was an unexpected surprise for this stream, doing an unboxing of a commission. Now, normally when I get drawings of Basho, I like to have him like doing karaoke, but for here, since it was the Cherry Blossom Festival, I asked for cherry blossoms around him, and yeah, this he made him look so adorable. Now, just to show you what else that Chris Kaiko draws. I actually got two drawings from him. This one was a commission. The other I bought. It was a drawing he was selling on his table. I got it in here. I showed it last stream, but I'll show it off this stream. I got a portfolio full of, here we go. Okay, let's make sure. He did this awesome drawing of Doctor Doom that I liked, and I bought it. Yeah, I'm watching another person streaming on my phone on the side, so I'm just seeing, like, you know, watching him draw. So I'm watching a stream while I'm live streaming, if that's kind of strange to imagine. But anyway, showing off this Doctor Doom drawing is a good transition to talking about Marvel's The Thunderbolts. Now, this is the most recent Marvel movie that just came out, and I got spoiled that they're retitling it New Avengers. Yeah, there's going to be spoilers for this, so if you don't want to hear about the plot of Thunderbolts, I guess maybe do something else for about 10 minutes or so. Excuse me. I wish my friend Keyblade Raccoon could have been here, like maybe in a Discord call, like, and we talk about the movie together, because we did a review of Batman v Superman together like a decade ago, but he wasn't interested, so that's a shame. But I guess I'll just talk about Thunderbolts on my own. Now I'm gonna bring up the Wikipedia article, just so I just in case I like want to mention one of the actors. You know, I'm not gonna remember all their names and all the character names and everything. And hopefully the thumbnail I posted on DeviantArt and for Affinity and Weasel isn't like considered disrespectful or something, because I kind of spoiled something, crossing out one of the characters' faces. But anyway, if you saw my earlier Twitch stream where I reacted to the Thunderbolts trailer, I wasn't really all that excited for this movie. It's not that I'm burnt out on Marvel, it's just that, like, Captain America had the Red Hulk fight to look forward to. Fantastic Four is going to be, you know, the long-awaited, Fantastic Four finally coming into the MCU, and are they going to do a better job than the past Fantastic Four movies? I was more interested in those, but Thunderbolts I just thought was going to just be kind of a throwaway movie. But I was actually pleasantly surprised by Thunderbolts. I'd seen comments online that it was a movie about, like, mental health or something, and after seeing the movie, it's like, I can understand it. Basically, yeah, again, spoiler warning, you know, I'm just gonna tell you what happens in the movie. Again, you know, just do something else for 10 minutes if you don't want to be spoiled. But basically, you have Yelena from, I think, the Black Widow movie, U.S. Agent from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Red Guardian, also from Black Widow. I'm trying to remember all the characters. Ghost, inexplicably returns from the second Ant-Man movie. I'm trying to remember, like, who was the last one that was on the team. I need to see the list of characters here. I remember Taskmaster was there for like 5 minutes and then got killed. Yeah, there we go. That's the spoilers. That's why Taskmaster's face is, crossed out, wrecked in the thumbnail I posted, because they just unceremoniously killed Taskmaster off. Now, I'm not totally familiar with, all the Marvel comics, but I do remember, like, seeing some complaints online that people were unhappy with how Taskmaster was handled in the Black Widow movie. Like, basically they changed the character's origin, and the version of Taskmaster in the movie isn't, like, as cool as the comic, where comic Taskmaster can, like, learn any person's, fighting moves and learn any fighting style and know specifically how to counter any battle, like, anyone they fight. They didn't do that as much in the movie, in Black Widow, and in this movie, Thunderbolts, they kind of kill her in, like, the first 5 minutes. So if there were any Taskmaster fans that really wanted to see the character, I don't know. Yeah, they're going to be kind of disappointed that they just unceremoniously kill that character off. So that would be, like, just one of my minor complaints about the movie, but overall... Oh, and the last character is Bucky from, all the past movies. I just remembered, yeah. And basically the plot is... I I think this character is supposed to be the power broker, Val. I think she was at the end of the Black Widow movie or something. I haven't followed all the TV shows, so she's probably more active in all of that. But like, she's getting impeached or something, and she decides that, oh, I need to erase all this damning evidence. And the movie is Yelena from the Black Widow movie, like going into some lab and like she's doing these assignments for Val, and she has to like get rid of evidence or something to clear Val's name so she doesn't get impeached. But then like Yelena is like having, I guess, kind of daddy issues because she lives with Red Guardian, and Red Guardian is like having nostalgia issues watching old videos of him in the Soviet Union, like, oh, I wish I could be, a glorious hero again. And it's like, and Yelena is like still kind of heartbroken over Black Widow's death. Natasha, if I know that's kind of confusing to say Black Widow when I mean Natasha, when there's like multiple Black Widows, if I remember. Yeah, so I guess I'll just say Natasha. But anyway, she's got all these issues, and then she wants to like quit working for Val or something. But Val's like, okay, do this one last assignment, go to some another secret lab, and I don't know, get rid of all the evidence there. So like Yelena goes there, but then she runs into U.S. agent who's trying to kill her. But then they also have Ghost there who's like also trying to kill them, and then Taskmaster appears, and they're all trying to kill each other, and it is a really weird fighting scene. And but Taskmaster is the one character that gets killed off. I'm not sure why, and apparently like the trailers like even were deceptive, like putting Taskmaster in like later scenes in the movie just to kind of cover up who dies. So it is kind of a bit strange. Like Taskmaster in this continuity like has a really tragic backstory, but then they just kill her off. I don't know if they're planning to like, I don't know, have another Taskmaster or something. I wonder how that. Yeah. I don't know, but then like Yelena and all the others realize, wait, this is a setup. Val's just trying to kill all of us because she doesn't want any of us to talk or something. And Val has like this assistant who's like, I guess, activating an incinerator thing that'll kill everyone that's in this lab room. But they find this guy, his name is Bob, who's in this weird lab, and Yelena also picks up these weird secret papers about some strange experiments that were going on. And Bob is like, oh, hi everybody, please don't hurt me, I'm totally unarmed, and Bob is like in his pajamas or something. And they're all wondering, like, why is this guy here when he like has no memory or anything? Kind of a, I don't know, a bit of a cliche, the hero with amnesia or something, but whatever. And anyway, like, I don't know, I guess you could kind of compare Bob to Shadow the Hedgehog or something, this strange experiment that has no memory of what happened, before they got there or something. And, I forgot to mention that Bucky is, like, now a congressman or something. I mean, it was mentioned in Brave New World that he's running for Congress, and he's, like, trying to get dirt on this Val woman, and trying to, like, and he's, like, in contact with the assistant, like, you don't have to work for this evil bitch or something, and like that the assistant is like really conflicted about what to do. Should she continue following Val's orders or try and do the right thing? And back into the lab, like the incineration thing is happening at the same time as while Val is at some sort of event showing off Avengers not merchandise, like I guess memorabilia or something, trying to like distract people from her impeachment. And they have to have Ghost like do some phasing in, phasing out stuff, but like I didn't. But apparently, if you like play really, really loud noises or something, it'll stop Ghost from like being able to phase through walls or something. I don't know. It's like the same Sonic things from The Incredible Hulk. If you remember that movie from 2008 or something, yeah, and they have to like punch out the power. But taking out the power to depower like the Sonic things also depowers the elevator, so it's like, and apparently there aren't any stairs in this facility. So So I'd hate to imagine, like, if you were some scientist that was working in this facility, like, what do you do if the power goes out or something and you can't use the elevator? You're just going to be stuck down here? That's kind of just, I don't know, asshole design in a facility. But anyway, we get this, Ghost phases through the door once they get the power out and gets everyone out of the room before it's burned up. And we get this funny scene, like, since the elevator is out, and they basically, like, Bob, Yelena, U.S. Agent, Ghost, and, all of them, I don't know how to explain it. I saw people compare it to Emperor's New Groove, where Cusco and Pacha have to, like, go up some rocks by putting their backs to each other and making their way up. That's basically what they have to do to go up this elevator shaft. So I guess there's the symbolism that they all have to work together if they want to get out. And it's like, the more they talk to Bob, it's like really clear that he's kind of like this not exactly mentally well person. That's where the whole thing about the movie being about mental health comes in. And I just want to check something to make sure I'm centered on the camera. Like, it would suck if, like, okay, good, I am centered on the camera. Yeah. So anyway, they managed to get up the elevator thing, and when they get to the top, I forgot to mention that that apparently when people touch Bob, they'll, like, have weird flashbacks to some traumatic moment in their life. Like, Yelena touches Bob, and we get this flashback to, like, Yelena seeing some friend of hers that was killed when she became a widow. And then when U.S. Agent touches Bob, like, he has this weird flashback. Now, in case you never saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, if I remember, a U.S. Agent killed a dude, and people considered it un-American for Captain... He was Captain America, but then they fired him or something, and we see him being a deadbeat dad, like, not paying attention to his kid, and his wife is upset at him, and basically this is his trauma that, like, he kind of went into a depression after he was fired from the Captain America role. And so people are getting, like, these really weird vibes about Bob. Like, for some reason, he was down here in this facility, and touching him, like, makes people relive their worst traumas or something. So there's something really off about him. But then, but they're trying to escape from the facility. But Val, I guess they had security cameras watching them escape. So they had an incinerator in the secret lab to, like, kill anyone they don't want, but they didn't, like, put, I don't know, extra incinerators across the facility or something just in case they escaped. I don't know. But anyway, it's like, oh, we need a plan to, like, get past all the guards that Val brought over. And so they have to do some stuff where they turn off the lights or something, so they can't see or anything. And Val specifically orders them, don't shoot to kill. I guess she wants to, like, bring in all the characters, I guess, for interrogation or something. And Val also saw in the security that they had a mysterious person with them, seeing Bob, and she's like, who is this person with them? This is really weird. And basically Val knows there's something about this facility that she's not telling other people, so she's really interested in this Bob person. And so, they get out of the facility. It's an neat action scene, and they like punch out some of the agents, and they disguise them to try and get out. But when they get to, like, the exit, hiding in a car, it's like, oh, can we see your ID or something? And so Bob, who's hiding in the van, like, just runs out with a gun or something and, like, tries to distract them so they can get away. And then, like, all the soldiers, like, violate Val's rule to kill anyone. They all shoot Bob, like, more than necessary lethal force to kill Bob. But the heroes then make a getaway. But then we get the reveal that Bob is actually some sort of superhero, because, like, none of the bullets hurt him. And then he just flies into the air and then falls and makes a big crater or something. And everyone is like, what the fuck? Like, why does Bob have all these weird powers? And then, while Yelena, U.S. Agent, and Ghost are, like, running away, that's when Yelena reveals, oh, these secret papers I got from the lab. It's Project Sentry. In case, for those of you who don't know, Sentry is like the Marvel version of Superman or something. I mean, I watched a couple other videos saying, no, it's this other character, Hyperion, who's the Marvel version of Superman, but whatever. Basically, Bob is like this super duper powerful, I don't know, superhero that was made in a lab or something. And he's got like the power of 1,000 exploding suns or something. And so basically Val's like, she wanted to the reason why she's getting impeached is like she's doing all this illegal stuff, and like she wanted to try and create her own superhero to replace the Avengers, but she wanted to cover up that her experiments were like killing a bunch of people. I guess you could compare this to some real life stuff where the government would abduct people and then do all sorts of horrible experiments like in the 60s and 70s. I don't remember the names of those experiments, but I think it was like they deliberately infected people with syphilis or something, or they'd give people LSD just to see like what it would do or something. I guess that's maybe the real world analogy they're using here. But funny thing, like I forgot. Apparently, Red Guardian, when he makes a living like driving people. And earlier in the movie, like, he drove Val over and overheard Val saying, I want to kill Yelena and all these other people, and that tips off Red Guardian. Kind of a fortunate coincidence that, an important character overhears this. Like, he then goes out looking for Yelena, and I guess Yelena, like, called him or something, and we get this funny scene where Red Guardian drives up in a car while Yelena and the others are in a desert, walking away from the facility, and then Red Guardian's like, Yelena! Val is trying to kill you! And it's like, we know! You're a bit too late. Yeah, and then, and so, like, Bob, like, crashed into a crater, and Val and the rest of the soldiers, like, retrieve his body, because he's not dead, and they take him away to, like, try and find out what the fuck happened with this person, and then, we get this awesome, Red Guardian's, like, pretty funny in this movie, just saying a lot of really silly things, and we get this awesome chase sequence where, like, Red Guardian is driving Yelena, U.S. Agent, and Ghost in his Red Guardian mobile or something. I don't know what to call it. But then, like, the soldiers find them and, like, start trying to shoot at them. But then Bucky comes to save them. I mean, it's in the trailer that Bucky saves them. And, they're all like, oh, yay, we're saved. But then Bucky, like, blows up their Red Guardian's car and stops them. And it turns out that Bucky is going to abduct all of them just so he can, like, use them in his case to impeach Val or something. And meanwhile, Val has Bob, and she's, like, trying to talk to him and manipulate him, like, oh, you serve me now! And trying to love bomb him and everything, but then, like, I think Val touches Bob, and then we see Val's, like, tragedy where, like, wait. Yeah, sorry, I was just seeing what's happening on the stream. But anyway, we see that Val's secret, it comes off of a little bit like Cyborg from Star Trek V, if you think about it. Like, he'll show you your secret pain or whatever. And, like, Val watched her father get killed or something. And this is why, like, I guess why she wants to, like, try and control everything or something. And she, like, starts to do these experiments with Bob where it's like, oh, here's a glass of water. Use it with, can you crush it with your telekinetic powers, and finding out what he's capable of. Meanwhile, like, the assistant is still talking to Bucky. And Yelena and the others are like, Bucky, let us go. Val's got this really dangerous thing. And then like the assistant calls Bucky, and it's like basically confirms what the heroes are saying, that Val has gone mad with power and has this super duper dangerous being with her. And so Bucky's like, okay, I'll let you all free. And then they all, like, we get kind of one of the funniest scenes. I guess I should mention the origin of the Thunderbolts name. Like, I watched some Thunderbolts explain videos. It's like, in the comics, it was Baron Zemo who formed the Thunderbolts. But Baron Zemo is not in this movie, and instead the Thunderbolts... And they're not named after Thunderbolt Ross, either. Strangely. I wondered it was like... Thunderbolt Ross can't really found this team because he's kind of in jail right now after the whole Red Hulk shit. And if I remember, like... Oh, yeah, Yelena got the name Thunderbolts from her soccer team. That's the origin of their name. Like... Okay. It's nothing amazing, but I guess... But Red Guardian says he really likes it. Just because, I don't know, it just makes him happy to see Yelena hearkening back to, the glory days or whatever. And so we get this funny scene where the Thunderbolts, newly christened Thunderbolts, drive up to Val's laboratory or whatever, and they start punching out all the guards and everything. But then Val speaks over the loudspeaker, "Hey, you don't have to do that. I was going to let you come in, unopposed. The door's unlocked." The kind of a bit of a funny subversion. They expected a fight when they could just go there on their own. And so they go upstairs up, and I think I should note that Val's new headquarters is like the former Avengers tower that Tony Stark sold. But anyway, they go into the same room where Tony and Loki faced each other in the Avengers movie, and Val is like, "Oh, I'm gonna pull this publicity stunt where I have my new superhero Sentry beat all of you, and no one can impeach me." And basically, she then brings Bob out, who's now in his Sentry costume, and we get a scene. It's a lot like in. Did anyone remember the Justice League movie? Whether you watch the 2017 version or the Snyder Cut, where all the Justice League fight Superman, but like all of them lose. That's basically what happens. All the Thunderbolts, like Yelena's the only one that's like, no, I don't want to hurt Bob. But the others are like, we have to stop the Sentry. But like, Sentry is like way too strong. He's immune to all bullets. It kind of makes you wonder, like, why did they even bother firing bullets at Bob when earlier in the movie they saw that he's immune to bullets? And so basically, Bob just, with no effort, beats everyone, and they run away, and they all run away, and that they have the kind of their darkest moment here. It's like Yelena's upset at Red Guardian, I guess, for being kind of a deadbeat dad that wasn't there. But meanwhile, at the same time, Val is upset with Bob or Sentry, like, "Sentry, I want you to kill them!" And Bob's like, "Ha ha ha, they are no threat to me. I don't need to kill them. Why do I need to take orders from you?" And it's at this point that Val is starting to freak out a bit, like, "Oh shit, I did not think this through. Sentry's not listening to me, and I have no way to, like, control him." But apparently she had a kill switch or something. She's about to press it, but then Sentry, like, starts to strangle Val, and has her against the wall. But then the assistant comes in, presses the kill switch button, and it seemingly kills Bob. And Val's like, "Oh, phew." And she's just improvising on the spot where she's going to just, do some sort of publicity stunt with the media and say that, I don't know, "Oh, the Thunderbolts tried to kill me" or something. But then we see that Bob, due to all the emotional turmoil he's had and all the betrayals, like Val trying to kill him, this is when he turns into like this shadow thing, and this is when he goes all emo and becomes the Void. Ooh. Yeah, if you saw the trailers, you'll see that he's all black, and he's like this, I don't know, all silhouette. He almost looks, I almost want to compare him to a Heartless almost. But he basically just excuse me, hacking a hairball, sorry. But like, Bob comes back to life as this black thing, the Void, and he just starts casting a big shadow everywhere over the city. Like, again, several like helicopters try to like shoot bullets at him, but it's a bit stupid. Bullets don't work, and the Void thing like uses its shadow powers to like basically turn people to dust, almost like kind of similar to Infinity War when people get dusted by the Infinity Gauntlet, but it's like they leave a shadow mark where they used to be. You've seen it if you've seen the trailers, and it kind of reminds me of like people that died in the atomic bombings would like leave shadows where they used to be. Like I guess that's supposed to be what they're kind of invoking here. That I guess nuclear bombs, power of 1,000 exploding suns. I guess nuclear power or something. But basically, but when Bob or Void seemingly kills the people in the helicopters trying to attack him, the helicopters then bash into some construction stuff. It falls over and breaks shit in the city, and the Thunderbolts basically have to go around saving civilians from falling debris. And we get this nice scene where Red Guardian, if remember, he's like the Soviet version of Captain America, so he had his own super serum. He like catches a big chunk of concrete that's about to crush this little girl, and like the other Thunderbolts then come over and help him push the concrete off. So they're coming together as a team, and seemingly it's like, yay, we saved this girl. But then the Void's shadow thing touches the girl, and it's like she disappears, and so the other Thunderbolts decide to retreat. But Yelena's the one who decides, you know what, I have to reach Bob somehow, and so she actually walks into the Void thing, and she disappears, and the other Thunderbolts freak out thinking she's dead. But then we see that when you go into this Void shadow thing, they don't actually die. They're just like transported to, I guess, another dimension or something. And so like Yelena sees her tragedy, her trauma again, where she's watching that girl get killed. But it becomes a bit like the Backrooms creepypasta, if you know what that is, where like you clip out of reality and you end up in the Backrooms. It kind of does that a bit, where she has to break through several, I guess, rooms or something, where she's seeing traumatic moments in her life, and she moves past the this scene in the forest where she's seeing her friend get killed, but then she sees herself like drinking or something in a bathtub, and it's supposed to this is representing like, I guess, Yelena's like, I guess her depression after Black Widow died or something, and she actually attacks herself. It's kind of strange, kind of similar to when Nebula has to fight herself in Endgame, but it's like it's all symbolic of like, I guess, overcoming depression or struggling with your own mental health or something. And then finally she finds Bob, like, and it's just him in regular street clothes. And it's like she has to try and help Bob, and the other Thunderbolts then appear, like apparently like going through this Void thing, they all have to confront their own traumas or something. And then I guess the room tries to kill them or something, because random crap in this room like starts trying to hit them or something. But we see that, but we get a glimpse of Bob's own, I guess, personal trauma, because I guess they're in his old bedroom or something, and we look down and we see that he had this abusive family or something. And then we get transported to the lab at the beginning of the movie that Yelena was in, and we see so basically the lab that Yelena was in was the lab where Bob became Sentry / the Void, where I guess they injected him with Sentry serum. I don't know, but basically we see the Void in this lab, and he's like, you can't destroy me, I'm part of you, Bob, or something. And so basically Bob and the Void get into this punch out or something, except the Void like doesn't really fight back. It just lays down and lets Bob punch it. And I guess, again, it's all symbolic of like, I guess, struggling with your own mental health or something. And like, but the more Bob punches the shit out of the Void, like he himself becomes like a second Void, turning all black and everything. Basically, I guess, symbolizing that violence isn't supposed to be the answer. And so the other Thunderbolts basically, I guess, overcome the Void or something by just giving Bob like a big group hug or something, like, we're here to support you. And that's what finally, I guess, gets rid of the void or something. The power of friendship and love. And then suddenly the void disappears. The city is saved, and like everybody, we find out that nobody actually died. They're all brought back. And somehow Bob is no longer in his sentry suit. He's now back in his street clothes. So basically the entire city is saved and everything. Although you do have to kind of wonder, like, what happened to all the civilians that were inside the void? Like, were they, this like little girl that Red Guardian saved, like, was she seeing some sort of traumatic stuff while she was in the void dimension or something? Like, I don't know. There's probably going to be a lot of people that are like really freaked out at crazy stuff they saw. And so like the Thunderbolts are like, okay, we saved the day, but we have to get, Val, we're going to kill her or something. But then Val is like, she steps behind this tarp thing, and then they follow her through the tarp, and Val is like, oh, hello, media, let me introduce you to the new Avengers. And basically, like, she's just playing the media, trying to, like, doing an impromptu publicity stunt to try and make it seem like, oh, I saved everybody, I brought these new Avengers. And so basically the Thunderbolts basically kind of just play along, but Yelena whispers in Val's ear, we own you, which is pretty funny. And then roll credits, and we get this nice credit scene where we we get all these like newspaper clippings, basically people surprised that these are the new Avengers. We get a funny post-credit scene with Red Guardian, like, on, glad that he's on a cereal box or something. And there were actually ads for Thunderbolts in movie theaters where you see them on a giant, really big cereal boxes, explaining, I didn't get why they had cereal box ads, but that now it's explained. Jeez. And then we get to the post-credit stinger, where basically, the new Avengers, quote unquote, 14 months later, they're in the new Avengers Tower, I guess. And like, apparently they're not getting along with Sam Wilson because he was told by Ross in Brave New World to make his own Avengers. So now I guess we're going to have two Avengers teams or something. And then they get some signal from space, and it's a Fantastic Four rocket. And also, Bob tells us that, he's not going to go super, sentry mode because, he doesn't want to risk the void coming back. And this does make me, Thunderbolts, it's a good movie, but this does have me worry about what's going to happen in Fantastic Four and Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Because, while this is a good movie, I'm not sure I'd say Marvel is back or something. I'm just concerned because it feels like they're going to have to speed run the fuck out of setting up the new Avengers and everything for Doomsday. Like for, the original Avengers, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame, here we got several movies with Tony Stark and Cap and all the others. And we got to see them working as a team several times, and then, they break up in Civil War, and then we get in, Thanos gets teased in a couple movies over 6 years, and then finally he appears in Infinity War and Endgame. Like, they were building stuff up, but for I guess phases 4, 5, and 6, the multiverse arc, like, they were setting up Kang the Conqueror to be the next Thanos, but then, Jonathan Majors got fired, so that stinger in Ant-Man and Quantumania where they show the Council of Kangs, it's like now that becomes pointless. There's been like, maybe there's been setting up things in the TV shows I haven't watched, but like there's no signs yet that there's a new Avengers team, and we've not seen Tony Von Doom yet, so I'm just kind of worried that they're going to have to really, really rush introducing, this new Avengers team. They have to rush, introduce Tony Von Doom, and they're also throwing in all the X-Men characters in Avengers Doomsday, and I'm like, this can end up being a really, really big mess of a movie. Like, yeah, Thunderbolts may be good, but I worry about the future of Marvel here, because it just feels like they're just going. They have to just do so much in the next two films, and I feel like they're going to repeat the mistake that DC made. Like when they were trying to, they did a Superman movie and then Batman v Superman and then Justice League. I think they did I'm trying to remember. I think they did Wonder Woman, and they only did an Aquaman movie after Justice League. It's like, they were just setting up things way too fast, and doing Death of Superman in his second appearance was not a good idea. And I don't know. I'm just worried that they're just going to cram way too much into Avengers Doomsday, just trying to, since they, and again, this isn't entirely Disney's fault. I mean, they couldn't predict that Jonathan Majors would get arrested and then they have to fire him. They plus the writer's strike, I'm sure messed things up. And I don't know. I'm a little worried about the next couple Avengers films and what they're going to do. I mean, it's already kind of a big risk having Tony Stark, or I mean Robert Downey Jr. come back as Doctor Doom. 'Cause I know that's going to, get a lot of asses in seats. People want to see Robert Downey Jr. again, but it's just I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Robert Downey Jr. will do a really fantastic job as Doctor Doom. I'm just worried, how are they going to explain this? How are they going to, set him up and everything? Are they going to just, I don't know, at the end of Fantastic Four, I don't know, they show the Council of Kangs, a different Kang actor, all killed off, and, Doom comes up and is like, wahaha, I killed all the Kangs, now I'm the villain, or I don't know, they do some bullshit oh, Kang thought he was in control of the multiverse, but actually I was manipulating Kang the whole time. I don't know. It's just, I'm kind of worried about how they're going to handle this. It may be Doomsday may be a well-acted film, but the story, I'm afraid, is probably going to be just rushed slop, and hopefully, I don't know, Marvel doesn't do that. So, I guess that's all I have to say. It's it's so weird. It's on one hand, I really like the movie, but on the other hand, I'm kind of worried about the future of Marvel. Okay, I think I've blathered on long enough. Let's see. Yeah, just reading the chat here. Okay. Well, I'll update the chat title just to say review over. Yeah, the review is over now. So, I guess I'll update stream title. It's kind of hard to type with my cat pawsies. You know what? I'm going to go get the human. Let's see, how long has this stream been so far? An hour? I might just pause the stream and then restart. Yeah, so just a moment. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm done for doing my review. I'm going to get Daniel now to work on this comic. All right, part 2. Okay, just a moment. Okay. Hey, Daniel, get out! Come on, come out of the closet. Come on. No, Peter, don't. No. Get out there, human slave. Peter. Jeez, why does Peter have to be so rough? Oh, hey, look! Oh, my drawing of Basho came in. Wow, it looks neat. Huh. That's amazing. What happened while I was away? Jeez. I might as well update the stream title here. There. Hiragana and Katakana comic Ike. That means go in Japanese. Huh. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get the comic ready. I guess I'm gonna just quickly message Ken since he went out because he didn't want spoilers. There. Alrighty. Trying to think. There was one change I wanted to make to one of the pages. Maybe two changes. Where's it? Comics? Where is it? There it is. I'm trying to remember what I wanted to change. Oh, yeah, I wanted to, like... Excuse me. I think I want to make a slight change to the K sound page and the M sounds. So let me shrink this down. Let's see. Oh, crap. Wrong layer. This is what I wanted to do. Alrighty. Welcome back, Wax Badger. Okay. Alright. Something I wanted to change here. If I remember correctly, I think sometimes the U in the ku sound is silent. So let me I don't know. Like I'd read about like some sounds in Japanese are sometimes silent. Okay, yeah, I'm reading this. Value U is sometimes not pronounced in Japanese. This so-called reduced vowel most often occurs between K and S in verb endings like des and mos. As a silent vowel we haven't included in colored pronunciation guides. Yeah, I just want to know if kaku here, which means to draw, is like would that be one of those words that's like silent? I wonder if that word's actually in the book. Yeah, you get to watch me going through a Japanese dictionary. Okay, this isn't like comprehensive. Oh wow, drug dealer, Mayaku no Mitsubibainin. Drug. Wait. Why would a Japanese phrase book tell you things like warn you about drug dealers or something? Is this like, I don't know, is this just in case you're like in some shady part of Japan or something and you like need to recognize when you're talking to a drug dealer there? I mean, there's a phrase you can use in Japanese, you know, hey, where can I find the weed or something? But I think marijuana is illegal in Japan, so that's like, I don't know. I'm not sure they'd want to teach you how to do illegal things. Oh, what's this? Cheap beep. Go away. Come on. Spammer. delete, and ban. There. Okay, I got rid of the spammer. Well, there is another thing I want to, like... I've got plenty of space here. I want to, like, add a note about Ma here, the Katakana. I learned about this, this weird kanji. I think it's called the Noma. I'll have to... Let me just bring it up. There we go. I was thinking of including this, just saying... just saying, don't confuse this Katakana character with this particular weird kanji character. So let me, yeah, so I might edit the text here a bit. Yeah, I'm trying to... Okay, just to make sure this is centered right, I'll just retype. Oops. Wait, I think this isn't entirely black text. There we go. Zoom in. Okay. I don't have a Japanese keyboard, so I'll have to be like copy and pasting individual characters. This is something I learned. Like, there's a particular Japanese artist I followed on Twitter, and they wrote in Japanese something like "draw every day," and that's how I learned this Noma character. Okay, day in Japanese. I just want the kanji. There. Yeah, and this together this means every day, I think, or day to day. That's the character I want. Yeah, Ku. There we are. If I remember, yeah, if I remember this artist, what they hashtagged, the artist hashtag Hibikaku, which just means draw every day. Yeah, so I guess I'll That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, and it's called the Noma, by the way, because it combines the Katakana characters for No, which is just this thing, and Ma, which is the arm thing. Yeah, hopefully my explanation makes sense. And this means I have to move my illustrations. There we go. Where can I fit this? Yes. I wanted to like keep these drawings within these blind boundaries. Eventually I'll like put a background, a scan of a notebook to make it seem like like that you're actually reading Peter's like notebook that he shows to Basho. Yeah, so oh, I've got some spare room down there. What am I thinking? Duplicate. Oh, and of course, gotta check my spelling. Yeah, I should probably like maybe add an explanation for why this would mean every day. It's just because it's just telling you repeat the previous kanji day, so day, and you saw in Google Translate, either day by day or every day. Again, I have not taken any Japanese lessons, so it's like don't expect me to know the intricacies of kanji and everything. I'm just a total noob. This is just that's why I'm calling this Peter's amateur guide to hiragana and katakana. So, if some native Japanese speakers like want to tell me, GuineaPigDan, you got this wrong. Like, I'm not going to be offended or anything. I would like people to correct me if I get something wrong. Okay. I'll just... I guess I'll just leave that alone for now. Anyway. Let's see. Okay. Delete the duplicate there. Now I'm going to actually do something kind of fun. Let's actually start coloring the illustrations, or at least outlining them. Did I do something? Did I really have them cut off like that? Ah, yeah. Yeah. I guess I made sure to like make several copies of several layers of my sketches, like several versions. So luckily, looking at it, I saved a previous version. But I will erase the extra text that I don't need. Just so stuff isn't looking cluttered. There. Okay, so I did move some things around. But anyway, let's... I have to make multiple layers specifically because of Peter, because he's got stripes and everything, and I usually do a layer for like the color of his hands and his feet, which are white compared to his main color gray, and then I usually make a separate color for his stripes, for like the tabby mark on his forehead, and of course the stripes on his arms and his cheeks. And also, I usually make a layer for eyes. And okay, let's zoom in. All right, let's make this sketch look a bit better. Actually, I don't want the grid. Let's see. Shoot, where is it? There we are. Looking up a ref photo. Yeah. Whoops. Oh. Why do I have my glasses off? That's better. Might make his face I think is okay, but I might adjust his ears and his cheeks a bit. Yeah, the artist I'm watching right now is, my phone is like singing in Spanish. I have one CD of Spanish music. It was a CD I picked up that was discarded in a parking lot. I think the band was called Los Bukis or something. They sound okay. I should probably listen to the CD like a few more times and maybe write down the lyrics to practice Spanish. My goals for doing Spanish in my comics. Well, one, obviously, to write Spanish versions of my comic, but also I would like it if I could have Spanish conversations with friends that know Spanish, and also I would also like to watch the Spanish dub of Garfield and Friends and understand what they're saying. Maybe, I don't know, kind of similar to how people do comparisons of, like, the Japanese versions of anime versus the English dubs. Like, maybe I should compare the English version of Garfield and Friends to the Spanish dub that they include on the DVDs or something. Mirror canvas. Shoot. Kind of annoying. I have to go all the way over here now. Just want to check how the drawing looks. And, oh. Yeah, the artist I'm watching is, like, doing doodles for people. And it's, like, totally random. He's doing, like, a Wheel of Fortune thing. I've seen several people do this Wheel of Fortune thing to, like, choose people randomly. Like, maybe I should try that sometime. Yeah, if I do a drawing raffle. I don't know what the chat is saying right now because I'm using my iPad right now to look at a photo ref of me holding a notebook, and I don't want to look at OBS because I was told that it looks a bit ugly when you have OBS visible on stream or something. I mean, maybe if I ever get a second screen, like, maybe I could, like, I don't know, have one screen where my stream stuff is, and the second screen is where chat is or something. You get to see some behind the scenes of how I do comics. Digitally, I might do like a rough sketch and then I go over the lines just to make the drawing look nicer. Sometimes, like, if I want a character's head to look like, if I want to check how round it is, I might put a circle underneath their head, but I'm not doing that for this comic. I'll have Peter's tabby marking on his forehead. I might rotate this ear a bit. Maybe stretch it out a little. Just to make it bigger, basically. the other ear looks fine. And maybe a little bit of redrawing, but it should be fine. Maybe I'll lower it. I don't know. This is a drawing tip. Make sure you mirror your drawing. Because sometimes it may look okay one way, but then when you mirror it, it's like, oh my god, this face looks so horrible. That's something I learned in art school. And I'm sure it's advice online also. Something I do. Let's see. I sometimes struggle with proportions on characters. So, I'm a chubby guy, but I'm not as chubby as Peter is. So looking at myself in a photo ref, it's like I have to add like 50 pounds onto myself to be as chubby as Peter or something. That makes I might erase these things. Maybe I might. And Peter's wearing a regular shirt here, not his sweater vest, so that just makes drawing him a little easier. His shoulder is, well, in my photograph, my far shoulder is obscured by the notebook, so I guess just I might end up like drawing. Maybe his legs are a little lower. Yeah. Oops. I want to rotate that. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, doing head proportions here. 1, 2. Dos. Okay. Am I accidentally going to make Peter look a little too muscular? I mean, I am kind of just referencing myself. Not that I'm a particularly muscular person, but it's just, again, I want to be careful with proportions. Elbow here. Actually, that looks kind of nice. Now let's do the fingers. Again, since I draw Peter with 5 toes on his feet, therefore he also has to have 5 fingers to match, which is unfortunate because hands are supposed to be really, really hard to draw. I have to draw the notebook here a little bigger. Pinky. Ring. Middle. Pointer. Okay, these fingers look a bit weird, but it's like I'm just trying to draw what my photo ref has. Okay. Excuse me. Why am I hiccuping? Alright. Then shit. One, two, three. Pinky down here. This is a bit difficult with this. This is supposed to be a ring binder, so I have to draw all the rings. I'll simplify it. There we go. Oh, can't forget Peter's necklace. He's got, in case you don't know, a cross of St. Peter. A cat named Peter wearing a cross of St. Peter. Who would have thunk? There we Oh, dang it. I didn't want to. Don't allow. I wanted to open the Twitch chat on my iPad. I might have to. Okay, come on. I just want to check on what people are saying. If there's anything. Okay, nothing. Well, I guess I could peek it. Whoops. I forgot I still have. I guess I could peek at chat that way. Okay. Nothing new. Okay. Well, might have a little stripe there. I might be inconsistent sometimes. Like sometimes I might draw Peter's stripes more like from the bottom of his arms, like this. I'm having them on the top. Like if I ever did a 3D model of Peter, maybe I could like model Peter, like have his stripes be more consistent. Like I imagine them maybe being on the sides of his arms, they wrap around. So maybe I'll make it like that. Probably not going to see his chest through that, but I do want him to be rather chubby. Oh, dang it. Peter's being modest this time, so he doesn't have his gut hanging out. So this time he actually has a shirt that fits. There you go. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Peter's just wearing a regular shirt, not his sweater vest. Now let's... Huh. gotta check something on really quick, sorry. Just a moment. Okay, now I want to make Basho look much nicer. Okay. No. There we go. That's the ref I was looking for. Okay, save. I want to make this drawing of Basho look much, much nicer. I don't know, it just looks strange to me. I guess I'll do his body first. I'll fix his face later. How long is this stream going? About 46 minutes, okay. I might keep going until 8. His body doesn't look too bad, actually. I tried to suck my gut in for this photo ref, because he's supposed to be skinnier. Oh, I think that's my brother. Yes?
Awake?
Yeah?
We're gonna go out to eat.
Oh, okay.
I haven't decided just where yet, but like, would you be ready? Like, do you want to go out to eat with us?
I could go out, yeah. Sorry, an interruption from my brother. I might have to end this stream a bit early, I'm sorry. Family's gonna go out for dinner. Yeah, so, I'll just keep going for like maybe 2 or 5 more minutes. Just to show Basho done. Yeah. You know, actually, my drawing Basho's body here isn't too bad, actually. You know, it's probably just his hands I need to adjust a bit. You know, just adjust his body a little bit. Like, I might bring his arm a little closer. I'll have to do this carefully. There we go. Just do this really quick. Yeah. I would have liked to have streamed a little bit longer, but, you know, I'm a Garfield fan. I can't resist food. It's a little tricky having part of the shirt go in between his fingers. Try and finish by 7:30. His tail. I'm not sure if I might mention a little factoid about Basho while I'm drawing him. I don't know if I have the shirt anymore, but his appearance is based on a Japanese dragon on a shirt I had in karate. I don't know where that shirt is anymore, though. It might have been thrown away. I'd be sad if it was, but that's where his design came from. That's why I have him green with yellow hair. And he's named after the haiku poet Basho. And I remember a thing I read about Eastern dragons. Like, if you want to tell the difference between them, you count their toes. Chinese dragons have like 5 toes. Korean dragons have 4, and Japanese dragons have 3, and that's why Basho's got 3 toes on his feet. Okay, this is a complicated hand over here. Oops. Trying to think. Oh, sorry. Let me just... Nope. Okay, like... This is the hand pose I'm trying to draw. Like... The way the fingers overlap and the thumb... It's kind of confusing. I might just simplify Basho's hand here. I might just simplify Basho's hand. Just because, I don't know. You know how hands can be very difficult to draw. I might just do it. Excuse me. I got hiccups again. Yeah, I'm just looking at my own hand. Trying to figure out, like... Let's make the fingers a little longer. might work on this hand later, because my family's about to go. There. Making Basho's face a little taller is, I think, so his head is a little rounder, and maybe adjust it. Maybe a bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream. Sorry, I need to get going, but I do have Basho's head looking a little better. Alright. I guess I'll just embiggen. Shit. There we go. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. I'll just run this screen. Thank you for watching. Gracias por la visita. Anyway, as usual, follow me on DeviantArt, Weasel, Twitter/X, or don't, because, you know, that website's dying. Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, Tumblr, some website no one's heard of called Twitch. I'm for Shinko and for Affinity, and if you want to commission me, you know, I've got commissions on... I got my commission prices on DeviantArt FA, and of course I have merch on Cafe Press, and sooner or later I'll do Ko-fi donations or whatever. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. GuineaPigDan and Peter the Cat. Bye everybody, and I'm going to enjoy some pizza with my family. Bye-bye.